I'm going to hit record so that we can save this for later. Hello to our guests that we have, and welcome to our first webinar. We're glad that you're here today. My name is Karsten Legbold. I am the recruiter here on campus. Today's topic will be enrollment, and we have all of our different student service representatives here that can help answer questions and kind of give you details about who they are and what they're doing. If you guys have any questions at any point during the webinar, if you guys want to send those to me privately in the chat, we'll have a Q&A portion at the end. And just as a reminder, I have everybody's mics on mute, unless you guys are talking or presenting. If you guys would stay that way we can just keep the flow of everything. That'd be awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and jump right in. The first person I'd like to introduce is Ms. Charla Helen. Would you tell us what you do, Ms. Charla?
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Charlotte and I'm the Learning Resource Center Director at Northark. It includes the library and all academic support services. So we have the testing center located inside the library. The tutors are also there too. During the closure, we are still working. We're just doing everything remotely at the moment. And we have Cognito forms in place where you can request for tutoring, you can request for equipment to check out. We check out lots of different kinds of equipment to students, calculators, hotspots, things like that. We have textbooks that you can use. We have tutors on lots of different subjects. We help students with math, English, science, pretty much whatever you come at us with, just ask and we will get you to the right person. That's about it for now as far as introduction, but I'll do some questions later.
Awesome, thank you so much. There's tons of fun things that you guys have going on in the LRC, and a lot of great resources as well. And we'll get to some, like you said, we'll get to some different questions as we go on. The next person I'd like to introduce is Ms. Rose Sims. Go ahead, Rose.
Hi. Yes, my name is Rose, and I work for TRIO Student Support Services at Northark, and we are located near the bookstore in M185. We're a federally funded grant program, so our main purpose is to help our students graduate and or transfer, whichever they are working toward. So some of the things that we do to support our students to help them do that is we provide a study area that's dedicated to only SSS students, where they have laptop computers available and free printing. We also have a textbook lending library. We take transfer trips each semester. We go to 2 different universities. We take one cultural trip every semester to different places. At the end of the spring semester, we do have some scholarships that we award, and those are based on how much you have participated in the program, if you have a remaining financial aid need, which is important, and of course your grades. Another big thing that we offer is tutoring. So one-on-one tutoring with a peer, a student usually that's had the course. And equipment loan. We have equipment that we can loan out, much like the Learning Resource Center in the library, some of the same stuff they have. And there is a list of criteria of people who can be accepted, but it's a kind of a long, boring list. So if anybody has any questions, I can answer those later.
Thank you so much, Rose. I know that I'm still learning about some different things, and so I'm curious to see, what else you guys have to offer as well. Next on the list, we have Miss Jessica Butterfield.
Hello. I work in the financial aid office, and so our big project every year is processing federal aid. We do also work through state aid, local scholarships, institutional scholarships, and things like that. what we tell all of our students when they start is to get their FAFSA application done, because that's the front door to everything else. Here in the state of Arkansas, they use demographic data from the FAFSA to help with that. We use demographic data for our scholarship application at Northark also. So that's where we're going to start at, is with the FAFSA application. We're kind of the people that have to be really strict with regulations and rules and things. And so we are the busybodies that ask for a lot of additional information. But I can tell you right up front that we only ask for things that we absolutely have to have. So, and right now, since all of us are working remotely, our office is really excited at how efficient we have become at working from home. And we're so proud of our peers on campus too, because we haven't really had any gaps in our services right now. So we're super excited about that. But we can answer all of those aid questions, as complicated or hopefully simple as they might be. So that's us in financial aid.
Thank you, Jessica. You know, financial aid can be a tricky topic, and so it's great to know that you guys can help navigate us through all that. The next person we have up is Miss Michelle Byler.
I'm Michelle Byler, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Educational Opportunity Center. We are one of the TRIO programs at Northark, and our job is to get you in the door, make sure that you've got everything done that you need to have done. So we help you with doing your admissions application, with making sure that you've got all of the transcripts that you would need from any of the schools that you've been to previously. So getting your high school transcript taken care of, getting any transcripts from any colleges that you've been to before taken care of, and then making sure that you got your financial aid done. We do that a lot. We help you set up your federal student aid ID if you don't have one, or help you recover it if you've had one previously and you don't remember it. Help you actually do the FAFSA, and then help you with all of the scholarship applications, trying to help you figure out what all sources of funding are out there so that you're able to pay for school once you get there.
Thank you, Michelle. I know you guys do awesome work over there. I send students to you guys all the time. I know you guys help navigate through all those tricky things. The next person we have up is Rachel Nelson. She's going to be covering 2 different areas, and I'll let her take it away.
Good afternoon. I'm Rachel Nelson. I'm the Director of Student Success at Northark. So basically that encompasses advising and student services and resources, such as the campus food pantry, referrals to other basic needs that students might have, student activities, career coaching, and those kinds of things. So advising is really kind of the catch-all office where we can help answer your questions. Students sometimes know they want to go to college, but don't know exactly how to get started or what's possible. And so advising is where we'd like for you to call, find out what kind of programs we offer at Northark and how you can work through to meet your goals. Students don't always have to know what they want to do in the long run. We do have career coaching and counseling available to help you figure out what your long-term goals are, both educational and career-wise. And then, of course, we have lots of things that will help you along the way, like student activities to help you stay engaged with other your other students in the class and on campus. Also, the food pantry is a big one. We like to provide resources not only on the academic level, but on the personal level as well. So we have things like food pantry, where you can get basic needs, not only food, but sometimes, you know, some of those other personal needs that you might have. We can help you with that if you're a student, and we want to help you. We also can help get you signed up for things like housing and SNAP benefits. So at Northark, we care about more than just how you're going to do in your classes. We want you to know that we care about you as a person and want to help you on all those levels to meet your goals. So that's what you can do in the advising office, and we can help connect you to different places on campus for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel. My office is in the advising office, so I get the privilege of getting to work with all those people, and we have a lot of fun in there. So, and last but certainly not least is Ms. Rebecca Martin.
There we go. Hey, I'm Rebecca Martin. I'm the program director for Career Pathways, which is a grant program that is in the same office with Michelle Byler. We work real closely with them. And basically, we provide wraparound services for parents who are enrolling in college to help them be successful. While we do academic advising, we also do a lot of other type advising and getting referrals for them in the community. We provide services like gas to get back and forth to campus, daycare. Even when they're online, we have been still offering daycare services for them. We have a lot of things that we loan, like the LRC. We have hotspots and computers and cameras and all types of different supplies, index cards for when you're needing to memorize allied health terms. You know, you can use all those index cards. But right now we're even helping with printer cartridges. We're sending those out to students. We do book loans. Basically, we have a lab space that's dedicated to students also. So there's not a lot of things that my program can't do if you're a parent and you qualify. So it's kind of me in a nutshell.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. We also had one other person scheduled to speak. It was a representative from the bookstore. However, we have exciting news on that. Our bookstore actually has reopened on campus. And so our staff is there, and they are able to both receive phone calls, and you're also able to go on campus and they can help you out with any of your bookstore needs. So that's pretty exciting. Now, I want to move more towards an interactive format for all of this. And so we're going to move into a Q&A section. And we've got some different questions that I'm just going to ask that are, some just frequently asked questions that students get into. And so the first one I have is for Ms. Charla in the LRC. And this question is, can I get help with some of my science, math classes, or really just any other classes?
Yes, absolutely. We have tutors available 5 days a week, typically from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Thursday, I guess. On Fridays, we're open typically 8 to 5. I'm speaking like we're open, we're going to be open, we're closed now, but we're online now. So we have people available. The issue is you have to ask. A lot of times, when the LRC is open, folks can walk in and we can see your face and we can tell you need something, and then we can put you with someone to get some tutoring. But now that we're all online, we're not having that face-to-face connection with people to where we know people need something. So you are going to have to get in touch with one of us in order to reach out to get some tutoring. But we will have science, math, English tutors over the summer, as well as in the fall. And we'll cover many other classes in the fall as well. There's a tutoring request form that is out on Office 365 Students to where you can request tutoring, or you can call or email me anytime. I can put my contact info in the chat if you want me to. Does that answer?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you. No, okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
And it's in general, it's just a walk-in thing. You come in whenever we keep it staffed so that you don't just walk in and no one's there. So.
Right. That's awesome. Thank you. I know. Yeah, that's a great.
And right now we're doing it via Zoom. So we'll actually set up an appointment and send you a Zoom link, and everybody can log in. You can share screen. They can help walk you through, math problems, things like that.
Perfect. Thank you. Sticking with the theme of classes, this one is for advising with Ms. Rachel. How do I sign up for classes? How do I go about doing that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So once a student fills out an admissions application through Northark, your next step is to schedule an advising appointment with us. And so we are available. Our phone number is 870-391-3115. You can call. We also have email addresses that I can put out. You just need to set up an appointment. We are having, once you set up an appointment, we can get you in that same week most times, and an advisor will contact you. You have, at this point, since we're not on campus, we're doing phone appointments and Zoom appointments, so it's really your choice. But you can set those up, and an advisor will contact you directly at that time, and we'll talk about what classes you need according to the major and your career goals.
Awesome, thank you. Kind of switching gears here, we'll move over to the career pathways with Rebecca. Do I have to live in Arkansas in order to receive the services that you guys offer?
You do have to live in Arkansas. This is actually a Arkansas grant that's building up the workforce in Arkansas. So that is a requirement, but it's anywhere in Arkansas. We have students who drive up from Clinton, had students as far as Conway come up. So as long as you can show that you have residency here and that you have kids, then we can look at your income and go from there.
Awesome, thank you so much. We'll keep rolling through. If anybody who's on the call has questions that we're not covering, or you have a specific question, the chat is open. You guys can send that message through there and I'll see it and I'll make sure to ask that question. The next one I have is for TRIO and Ms. Rose. Who's eligible for your program?
There you go.
There you go.
Well, the main thing is that you have to have some sort of academic need, because that's our whole purpose, is to help you academically to get through. So if you have some sort of academic need, and that can vary. That can be, you've been out of school for a few years, or you had a low high school GPA, or your college entrance exam test scores aren't, real great. Any of those things, or if you're a current student and you've just had a couple of semester that wasn't great, you've had some low grades. So we can work with that as far as what is an academic need. You also have to be either low income or first generation, which means that neither of your parents got a bachelor's degree before you were 18, or have a documented disability. And then you have to be seeking an associate degree. The way the grant was written, we don't have any services for people who are certificate seeking.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. Again, kind of switching gears a little bit for EOC and Michelle. Do I have to take a test to get into college? And if I don't do well on that test, because I'm not a good test taker, will they still let me into school?
Yes, you do have to take an entrance exam to go to college. So if you didn't do well the first time, or if you didn't do well on your ACT, then you have the opportunity to take an AccuPlacer, which is given by the testing center located in LRC. And that's just math, reading, and writing, and is not timed. So a lot of times people do better on it than what they did whenever they were taking the ACT. But the other thing is, if you don't score high enough to go straight into, like, say, English Composition 1, or go straight into college algebra, then you'll be put in a class that will help you get to that point. Kind of look at it as an opportunity to strengthen your your knowledge and your abilities in that area so that you'll succeed, because it's a lot more important that you succeed whenever you start college than that you start in an area that is way above you and that you get really frustrated. And then of course I always tell people to go to tutoring right away too if you have certain areas that you struggle with. But yes, everybody does have to have some sort of a college entrance exam to start.
Awesome, thank you. Charlotte, I saw you put something in the chat. If you want to touch base, I know these are weird times, for that AccuPlacer, I believe we still offer that option to be able to take that via Zoom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we are currently proctoring AccuPlacers via Zoom. I'm so excited about it. And I was just gonna kind of tag off of what Michelle said. Those placement tests are a really good identifier of where your level is. And the reason that you take those tests are so that you start at the right level and so that we're not setting you up to fail. We want to put you in the right class. Can you hear me, Rachel? That's my advisor coming out. We want to put you in the right class to begin with so that you succeed there. And then, just get help, get through the class. You'll get to the level that you want to be at eventually. Everybody has to start somewhere. So that's what else I felt like I needed to say.
Good,
Awesome.
good job, Charlotte. Can I just make
Of course.
just a little note here? So an AccuPlacer is not actually an entrance exam, so don't think of it as something that you have to get through to go to Northark. If you already have placement scores that are fairly recent, we can use those and you would not have to retest in that case.
Awesome.
Now,
So the AccuPlacer would just be for those students who maybe have, been out of school for a while or don't have, recent test scores. That way we can get an accurate place at what type of classes they need to go into.
Exactly.
Awesome. Very good. I'm going to switch gears again a little bit, go over to the financial aid section. I know I get this question all the time. When is my FAFSA due? What is the deadline for FAFSA?
Well, that's kind of wide open. So the way that works is you apply with the FAFSA application, but it's not finished until our office has finalized and validated everything. There may be documentation required, there may not be. It might be real fast, it might not be. And so we have a priority line set to help our students to know if they get all that documentation in, then we can have an answer by the payment deadline. So that's for fall, that's going to be August 1st. And it's soft-ish as far as deadlines go. If you submit your FAFSA August 1st, we won't have an answer by the payment deadline because there's just not enough time with federal processing and the chance that we may have to make adjustments to it that cause it to be delayed. If the very last piece of documentation you turn in is 5 p.m. on August 1st, we potentially can have it done by that payment deadline. If you don't have it done by that point, say you need a document that's just taking you a while to get for various reasons, then we will process at any point during the semester. And if it turns out you're eligible, you can be reimbursed up to what you're eligible for. And say you had fall classes that you paid out of pocket for and you didn't get your stuff finished till sometime in the spring semester, we can retroactively give eligibility based on what you successfully completed that previous fall. So yes, there are deadlines, but no, they are not concrete. Technically, federal regulations say that you have until June 30th at the end of the academic year to get things submitted with subsequent enrollment and lots of additional things in there, but there is flexibility there, which is not something that we're known for in the financial aid office. But
so the most important thing with that is not necessarily the deadline, but just getting it done and actually doing it.
Getting it done and being mindful of what Northark requires to hold those classes in place, because that's where that's really coming from. And, gentleness and understanding that the federal government has a lot of requirements that cause us to have to hurry up and wait a lot of the time. So
thank you so much. I'm sure we'll come back to you because financial aid questions are a hot topic. Moving and switching gears just a little bit, a question came in for career pathways, and Rebecca, this question is, can I get or use your services along with other assistants? Can I stack other assistants along with what you guys are doing?
Yes, we love that. We may partner with Rose at Trio with Student Support Services because they may offer some workshops that we think are beneficial or have some services that we want you to take part in. And then we maybe have an external partner like the Workforce Investment. They may be buying your uniforms and we may be paying you to get back and forth to class, or they may be helping you out with some bills that aren't so much academic related, and then we pick up the rest. So yeah, we try to make sure that when you're in college as a parent, you just have layers and layers and layers and layers, because we know that sometimes as a parent, things can topple pretty fast. And so if we make sure there's lots of ways to keep you engaged and keep you focused, you're gonna be successful and be able to finish your degree.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This question is for Rachel in terms of Pete's Pantry. Earlier you mentioned that you could help with different housing options. So if a student needs help with finding housing or affordable housing or different things like that, could you touch on that a little bit?
Sure. So lots of times your needs kind of exceed what we can do for you on campus, but we have people that work on Northark's campus that can help. They know people. We know people in the community. And so we have connections in housing, sometimes in workforce, maybe it's with Ozark Opportunities if you need utility assistance. We've had small requests and large requests. And while we don't make promises that we can fix all of your issues, we will certainly do everything we can to try. And we've had students ask for everything from they needed a new pair of shoes to I got kicked out last night, I have nowhere to stay, what can you do to help me? And let me just be blunt that we don't have the magic answer, but we will do everything we can to help you find resources and with all those personal needs.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Gearing back towards financial aid. So the Pell Grant, we hear a lot about Pell Grant. What can my Pell money pay for? Or do I get Pell money? Or my friend's getting a check and he's all excited about it. Do I get, a check?
So Pell Grant and really student loans kind of fall in that too. That is geared for educational expenses only. And so a quick definition per the feds is anything that you need while you're in school within reason. So tuition, fees, all of that comes out first, books, supplies. That also can cover transportation, housing, childcare, miscellaneous expenses. We like to use the example that my vehicle needs tires. That's an educational expense because you have to be able to get back and forth to school. However, that vehicle does not need a lift kit and 35-inch rims and all of that magic stuff for you to get safely back and forth to school. So it's within reason. But the really neat thing about a Pell Grant is it's designed to be the last thing that pays on your account. And so anything that's not spent on educational expenses within the institution itself is dispersed to the student when it's done. So once we have everything covered at Northark, then into the semester, once we make sure everybody's in class and doing what they're supposed to do, they will disperse those additional funds straight to the student. And so they can be used for costs that are incurred as the semester continues on.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Thank you. We had a question that came in, and Michelle, I believe you could help answer this question. What is the minimum ACT score to get into North Arkansas College?
There is no minimum ACT score
Awesome.
to get in. It's just going to, your scores on each section would be would determine what class you would be placed in terms of things like your English and your math and some of those courses like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think we've got a little bit more time for a couple more questions. Another one just rolled through. Do I have to take a full load of classes? Can I just take, one or two classes or try a couple different things out? I think, Rachel, you might be able to help answer this question.
Absolutely. We love part-time students as much as we love full-time students. So if you're just looking for one class, whether that's just for fun or slowly working your way towards a credential, we can help you with that as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Well, I think that's about all the questions we have at this point. Did anybody want to add anything else about their areas before we let people go? I know that we've been going for a few minutes here. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Miss Rachel.
I just wanted to say, if there is anybody that's really thinking about coming to college, but you're scared, maybe don't know where to start, I wanted to, reinforce that college is for everybody. And Northark accepts everybody. We don't turn anybody down. Like Michelle was saying, we'll take where you are as on an individual level, and we will start where you need to be to work up, and everybody's meant for college. So don't be afraid to call and get started.
Would anybody like to add anything else? No. Well, thank you guys. Thank you to our speakers from our different student service areas. Thank you for everybody who joined. I will also send this out to those who signed up, and we've been recording, so that way we've got it all, and we can help share this information. And if you guys have any other questions that you forget or don't think of, anybody here or myself would be happy to answer those questions for you guys. So thanks everyone again. Have a great day.